guys, welcome to Ham Radio with K0PIR, my YouTube channel. Boy, it's been a long time since I've made a video. I've been traveling this past week, and I've been down in Alabama helping care for my brother. More about that later. In this video, I'll show you how I've made a lot of DX contacts over the last week or so. And it's in the evening on FT8 on 20 meter band. Boy, I've made quite a few. Let me bring up my log here. A bunch of them that are DX contacts, and I've got 165. I missed a few in there, but it's from July 20th to today, and I haven't made very many over the past week or the past 4 days. Propagation just hasn't been that good. So about 165 in about a month. But one day in here when I was back in Alabama, let me see, 23rd I think it was, 23rd and 24th, I made a lot of DX contacts. Boy, it even goes down more. Let me see. I'm gonna start here, 720. All that's green is DX, and that's 53 in just about 4 days, 5 days. 53 in 5 days, and those were ones that I needed for my log, either for DXCC or for grid squares, countries. So those were ones that I needed for awards. And I'll show you how I've been doing this, and I've been doing it for over a month now, and it's worked really well. Hardly had any problems with it, and it gets me those contacts that I need in my log for awards. So I'll show you how I did it. I'm running RUMLogNG on my MacBook Air, and I've got a couple more videos out on this, and I'm using my Elecraft K3S. And again, the previous 2 videos show how I set up power on that and set up the items in the menu. You can get all that from the previous video. And in the previous video I was using WSJT-X, and I made a lot of contacts with WSJT-X, but I started really making some weak signal contacts with JTDX, and I'll put a link below where I downloaded this. It's JTDX is similar to WSJT-X, but boy, I've been able to make some contacts that were let's see, I can pull them up. There's minus 20, minus 22, minus 23. Those last few right there, those were weak signals. There's quite a few in there. Well, there's quite a few in there that are, there's minus 20, minus 22, and if I scroll down, you'll see some more minus 22, some really, some weak signals, minus 23, minus 24, and on and on. So, using JTDX, I think I'm making some contacts that I may not be making with WSJT-X. And let me show you how I've got this set up. JTDX, if I go up to Preferences, and I apologize for the truck next to me, I'm sitting in a rest area on I-90. Go in and I set up everything on the General tab is similar to the one in WSJT-X. I put my grid square in there, and I did check off a few of these, showed DXCC names and distance with the grid. But if you leave it as a default, it'll be just fine. The radio, and just like I set up WSJT-X in my previous video with this Elecraft K3S. We use DX Lab Suite Commander, and then the local port and the port number 7374, and that correlates with what we have in RUMLog. Then you don't do anything here. Select CAT and select data packet right over here for mode, and then fake it. Now when you use fake it, I'll hit the test CAT. When you use fake it, what happens is if you're too far off up here in your Y graph, say you're transmitting over here at 2300 hertz, if you're transmitting over here, your radio will change frequency. It'll bump up, I think half a K, I'm not sure, but it bumps up a little bit, so you'll see the frequency display on your radio change when you're using fake it, and that's normal. That's the way it should be. In audio, a USB audio codec. Again, this is my MacBook Air. I didn't change anything. Oh, actually I did. I lowered these numbers. I think these were set to 4. I lowered those. Transmit macros. I don't think I added any in there. Reporting. This is an important tab. Enable automatic logging of QSO, and you can try that. I'll show you how I'm doing it in RUMLog. And what happens is when after you make the contact and you send your 73, it automatically logs, and that's pretty slick. You can't get that with WSJT-X. So you have to start the transmission. So you are participating in the QSO. You're not just letting the computer run it all by itself. But it will do the automatic logging, and it will log into RUMLogNG. Down here I've got a couple of these selected, and again, if you're just using the default settings, that will be fine. This is an important number. Send QSO ADIF to 52 scratch at. That's not an important number. Okay, and this you don't need to worry about. This one is a second UDP server, and I need that port 2333. So enable the secondary UDP server. And then and this is very similar to WSJT-X. And then down here, UDP server port 2237, and I've selected all of these. Enables sending the log QSO ADIF data, and then prevents spotting messages with unconfirmed call signs via UDP. I don't apply the text filters. I honestly, what's really nice about JTDX is the pop-up help. You see, every time I move over something, if I want to know what it is, the pop-up will tell me the help. Restore the window from minimized if a UDP request is accepted. So there, it's pretty. It's a very nice program. I haven't gotten into it too much. I have been using it to make DX contacts, and so far it's been working great. So my little philosophy is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'll improve later. I just want to make some DX contacts. On the reporting tab, like I said, that's an important tab. Frequencies, there's nothing in there to change, and really nothing down here. I didn't change anything in here. I did top the coding frequency. I did make it 4000 hertz because my filter on the K3S will go all the way up, but you can see that I don't get that much up here. It's all the way over to 3000. So I don't know why I'm not getting any further out, any higher up, or any wider. But like I said, I haven't really dove into this one. I'll figure that stuff out later. I just want to make some contacts. And so this has been working really well, and it works just like JTDX. If you want to start a QSO over here, you can just double click, and I've got RUMLogNG connected, and what it does will bring up, it'll do the QSO lookup, tell me where he's at. I like the map. And I like this here will give me his information, his name, and so forth. What I don't like is, though, you see all the information is filled in up here. When it logs it automatically, or when you log, if you do it manually or automatically, it will not keep this data. It just keeps the main data that comes from WSJT-X, the call sign, the time, the frequency, mode, signal report. It just keeps that. And you can see I have a lot in here that don't have any names or QTH. These do. Missing some in there. Missing a few in here, and I'll show you how I do it. And it's not really that big a deal. All you have to do is select the records that you want using the shift key, select them all, and in RUMLogNG, go up to add QSO data, and I've been using QRZ, so it looks it up. All I have to do is select it, and after I select it, overwrite data, and there it puts it in there. So it's not a big deal at all, but it's something to be aware of, because if you used other programs, you'll see that it actually does carry the information over the name and QTH with it. JTDX, RUMLogNG, and my secret weapon. To make all of those DX contacts, I've used 160 to 200 watts. So my secret weapon is the Ameritron mobile amplifier. I'm not driving it very hard, sometimes just 15, 14 watts. And that'll get me 160 watts out. And that's how I've been making those DX contacts. My antenna is a high Q mobile antenna that's on the back of the camper. It's not a really great, it's a great antenna for mobile operation. It's not a great antenna for a home installation, but using what I've got, so I'm transmitting with a little bit more power than I normally do. Usually at home, the highest I go is 60 watts, but I may change my mind. This has certainly changed my mind about using 200 watts or 160 watts when I'm in the camper. I wouldn't have made those contacts without using that extra power. This is not a low power mode. It is a weak signal mode. So there's nothing to stop you from running some extra power. And this is how I've been able to make those DX contacts that I need in my log. In RUMLogNG, we have an auto mode, and let's see, I'm going to go to settings and go over to the DX alarm, and I've got my call signs in there, and I've got all of these selected. This is what I'm looking for. I've even got a voice selected, and I don't know if I've changed colors or not, but this is nothing right here. This is just the explanation. So if you click on these, it doesn't do anything. So this is the important screen for this little operation to work, for it to auto, and it'll auto transmit. So got my DX alarm set up at the UDP. This is how I'm using it with JTDX. Just it's the same as WSJT-X. I'm saving the QSOs, doing a call sign check, populate DX spot table, call CQ calls only, and colorize the call sign. And my importing is this one, so anything that comes in from WSJT-X or JTX is this color. And cat port 7374, that was on the radio screen, the radio tab in JTDX. The port was 127.0.0.1:7374. And you want to exchange the cat data 2237, the data port, and again that's on the JTDX. That's on the other tab, the reporting tab, and 2237 is on there. I'm going to close that and show you how to do auto transmit. I'm going to right click, bring up MacBook Air status, and you can see it's I got some information in the log there. It shows frequency, the mode, and then over here auto. So I just select auto. When I select it, you'll see it pops up. JTDX will switch to transmit automatically to answer a CQ call for a new one. Okay. So how I've been using it is just set that, sit back and wait, because I've got the alarm that comes up. It's an audible alarm. It says transmitting. When it says transmitting, I jump up and look at it, and then I follow it. And when I'm using auto and JTDX, I don't want to be using the auto log feature in JTDX. Did I say that right? So I have to go back over on the reporting tab, and instead of enable automatic logging of QSO, I want to take that off, and I want to prompt me to log the QSO. So okay, now when I make a contact that way, what happens is it starts the transmission for me automatically. There's nothing wrong with that, but I have to have some interaction in there for the QSO to count. So I have to log it. If I don't log it, and are you asking yourself, will that just run automatically and you don't have to do anything like a robot? And the answer is yes, it will. And auto selected, it's going to start the transmission, but then when it ends, it's going to prompt me to log it. So I get up and I come over, I watch it, and then I log it. And that way I get to see the transmission. I really like the DX alarm. It's loud enough. I turn up the volume. It's loud enough that I can hear it, even with my camper air conditioner going. And you know, I wanna be able to get up and look and see who I'm calling. But it's been very interesting. The countries that I've contacted. It's exciting. And I like using the map. It brings up where they're located, and I can zoom in on it and get a closer look at them, and it brings up any information that they have, and a station image. So I like that. And the other map that I like, let me show you this other one, or let's bring that up. This map, bring that one up. I like this one. I've got it set to the globe, and you can see the last one that I made contact with. And let me try to pull up that activity map again, just from WSJT-X. I'm going to pull up that one. I've got a slow internet connection. I think I've used up all my data for this month. So the activities just shows me the activity I've had on the band. I can select the filter down here. We won't wait on that, but that's a real nice feature too. RUMLogNG it's a fantastic program. It really is, and it's free. I'm going to be using it a lot more. Okay, well, I hope you got something out of this video. If you have any questions or comments, please make them below. Have you used JTDX before? What do you think of it and WSJT-X? Do you have one that you think is better than the other? Well, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to tell your friends. 73 and good DX.